they'll have a 1 minute opening statement. I'll explain this in just a little bit once we go on the air. 1 minute opening, they have a 1 minute close. All the questions that we ask, they will have 1 minute to answer the question. If they're in mid-sentence, I will let them finish the sentence, and then, of course, we will cut them off. We have a light up here, and Cody's the timekeeper. Questions will be asked by Abby Sussman and also Larry Hibby. So, what we ask is that there's no outbursts or clapping or anything from you guys in the audience, because that keeps everything on a level playing surface. And the people who are listening back home on the radio, or if they're listening via the internet, whether it's Facebook or our WZCQ feed, it's all level. We thank you for your understanding of that. Okay? So we'll be going on the air in just a couple of minutes.
If this is ever a trivia question, that's ABBA singing that song.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Of ABBA?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
They're great.
Huh?
They can hear us.
Oh. Well, now they know you're a fan of ABBA.
Y'all just need to share that mic and kind of lean into it. You guys will make sure that you do in front of the microphones and push them back, because we have the legs. We want everybody to be able to hear you.
Don't trip on this.
WZQ Gaffney, live from the Himes and Riggins Center on the campus of Limestone University. WZZQ, the Gaffney Ledger, presents the Mayoral Forum, featuring candidates in the August 13th City of Gaffney municipal election. Tonight's forum is brought to you as a public service without commercial interruption. And now, tonight's forum moderator, Dennis Fowler.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Mayoral Forum, presented as a public service by WZCQ 104.3 FM and the Gaffney Ledger. This event is being hosted by Limestone University and being held in the beautiful Himes and Riggins Center on campus. We're happy to welcome those of you attending tonight's forum in person, those of you who are listening live on WZCQ at 104.3 FM, WZCQradio.com, and through the Gaffney Ledger's Facebook page. I'm pleased to say that each of the 4 candidates in the City of Gaffney mayor's race have agreed to participate and are all present. Those candidates include Alex Davidson, Lyman Dawkins III, Clarence Dover, and Dr. Randy Moss, the incumbent. The order in which the candidates will answer questions was chosen by lottery prior to the beginning of tonight's forum. The order will rotate with each question. Questions were submitted by listeners of WZZQ and the readers of the Gaffney Ledger, and selected by a panel from both media outlets. Candidates were not given questions in advance of tonight's event. Candidates will be given 1 minute to open and 1 minute to close their statements. Each will also be given 1 minute to answer each question. Time will be strict and will be kept by Gaffney Ledger publisher Cody Sussman. The questions will be posed by Gaffney Ledger associate publisher Abby Sussman and governmental reporter Larry Hilliard. Now, let's begin with the opening statements, beginning with Lyman Dawkins.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lyman Dawkins III. I'm married to my beautiful wife. We have 3 kids, with one on the way. That'll be here in August. It's a blessing. I'm running for mayor because I feel like we are at a unique place here in Gaffney, and we must capitalize on that. We have a lot of growth that's coming, and I feel like we need the right leadership in place to capitalize on that growth. Principal at Gaffney Middle School, I've been serving on county council for the last 7 years, and in those last 7 years, we've had a lot of success a lot of development, a lot of growth, and those are the type of things I want to bring to the city and the city council. I'm indebted to this community, to our community, with my 4 young children. I feel like that we need to make sure that Gaffney now and in the future is sustainable with great development and growth.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
Hey, hi everybody, how you doing? My name is Alex Davis and I'm running for mayor. First, I would like to thank WZZQ and the Gaffney Legend for hosting this. The reason I'm running for mayor is because I feel that our city believes that they can be more than what they are. Understand that we need transportation. I'm here for that. I'm here for the homeless people. We need to be able to reach each and every individual, the younger kids, the older adults. We need to get motels downtown. We need to make sure that everybody believes in the situation that we're in and that we can become better and grow as a unit and not just as I. With that, my name is Alex Davidson and I have a non-profit organization where I'm in the community with a 501c3. We got basketball. Matter of fact, we got 3 championships at the GBO Recreational League right now. Out of 5 championships, Power and Unity is in 3 championships. I got over 250 kids in that organization. I've been doing this for the last 5 years. I've coached at Bernard Middle School. I've had the NAACP award. I just think that we can do this as a team, as long as everybody's in the league.
Clarence Dover.
Good evening, my fellow community members. Born and raised the son of Gaffney, the kid from West End, the son of Clarence and Martha Dover. I have 6 beautiful kids and 2 grandsons. A 1986 graduate of Gaffney High School, I entered the Navy shortly after graduation and served our country with honor, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. More than 25 years, and I did a myriad of jobs, from Navy boxing to yeoman by trade, but after 9/11, I was sent to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba to stand up the 1st Naval Provisional Guard Unit as a terrorist analyst. I led hundreds of young men and women from all over our great nation and was responsible for millions in budget and equipment. After service, I returned home to take care of my family. I was able to finish college and graduated from this beautiful university, Limestone College, in 2016. I went on to earn my MBA in 2018 at Strayer University. I'm running for mayor because I think it's time for change in Gaffney. We're almost 150 years old, and I am the man for the job to deliver change for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
Good evening, Mayor Dr. Randy Moss. As the son of mill workers, I have inherited a strong work ethic, a sense of community, and an unwavering Christian faith. My grandpa Brown taught me the value of work as I picked cotton in his fields. My father taught me discipline and importance of education by taking me to work in the mill. My strong faith has been a major force in my life, shaping my values and vision for this city. I never imagined that I would be able to study at prestigious universities, the University of South Carolina, medical school, Paris, France, the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston, and postgraduate studies and training at Harvard. After all my training, I returned home to serve my city and my people. My wife and I are blessed with compassion and a commitment to give back to our community. We support local causes, offer scholarships to Gaffney High School students, and contribute university and
Thank you, Dr. Moss. We will now begin the questioning. And to get the first question, Abby Sussman.
There have been numerous complaints about decisions the Architectural Review Board has made. Do you think changes are needed, and if so, what?
To answer the first question, Lyman Dawkins.
I believe before you can make that decision if changes need to be made, we need to sit down and listen to both sides. The people that are complaining and the people that's actually on the board to see what the vision is and understand that I know some people want to preserve the historic look and things of that nature, but also we got to make sure that we're not causing a barrier at that same point, and we're also not pushing away people, potential investors that want to come. So we got to start out by listening, and then hopefully you can make a decision about the way you can move forward. Do I support some things that's going on? Yes, but also I think things could be handled a little bit different by sitting down, listening to all sides, and then moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
I feel that we can all sit together at a table and try to discuss each and every outcome and situation of it. I think that growth is everything, and I believe that as long as everybody can understand it, then we can get along and move forward with it. At the same time, listening and understanding the situation, it'll better fit you and it'll better fit the community because we got to do it all together, not apart.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Dover.
Economic development is vital if we're going to grow as a city. But going around knocking on doors, speaking to the citizens of Gaffney, one lady told me one time, she's like, I don't want no skyscrapers. I want buildings. I want Gaffney to be the same. But my vision for Gaffney is we can build a 21st century city, but we can also maintain our small town image that most of the citizens still love today. I even love that. I love to have that small town historic image where we can upgrade our city to a 21st century city. But that takes people to sit down and work together. And one thing the military did teach me was about unity. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring unity to the city and bring us together. That way we can work together. We can sit down at the table and make the hard decisions for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
I'm dedicated to improving our city and have done so for the last 4 years. We're improving our downtown through various projects, one project at a time. We built projects and partnerships with businesses and property owners, acknowledging their critical role in promoting enhancements and obtaining grants. We recently got a $250,000 grant for our downtown. The citizens' participation is vital. We understand the frustration with our residents and business owners with the ARB's bureaucratic red tape and are dedicated to addressing these concerns. Several positions on this committee will become available this fall, and I encourage citizens to join and help address these. Our citizens' involvement is crucial to building a better community, and I do appreciate the ARB. We have to have some rules. I want to enforce equally across the board.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. With the second question, Larry Hilliard.
There have been numerous complaints that the city is not user-friendly to people wanting to open businesses, especially in the downtown area. One business recently opted to open an ice cream coffee shop in Cowpens after repeated opposition with red tape from Gaffney officials. How would you as mayor work to make sure the path was easier, not harder, to open a business here?
Answering first, Alex Davidson.
I feel that we need businesses here in Gaffney. We need numerous of businesses. But not only do we need businesses here, we need these people to stay here, live here in this community, spend taxpayer money in this community, help us grow in this community. With that being said, we must all understand that it's hard when it's so close to other restaurants and everybody wanting to stay in the same predicament. We need to grow in knowledge. We need to grow in understanding that Gaffney cannot stay in the old ages and get to the new beginnings.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Dover.
Yes, as mayor, that will be part of my economic development plan. We must remember that Spartanburg added 10,000 residents from July 22nd to 2023, which made it one of the 8 fastest growing metro areas in the nation. All this growth from Spartanburg and Greenville area is going to push us to grow. So we need to be ready for it. So we need to go out and solicit businesses that we want to be part of our community. Businesses that want to be part of the Gaffney family. So that's what I would do. I'm not going to be a part-time mayor. I'm going to be a full-time mayor. I'm retired from the military. So I'm going to give everything I got to the city, if given the opportunity. But we need to establish a welcoming committee for new businesses when they come into town. We need to get out and help them prosper, because mom and pop businesses are the backbone to communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
I think everyone here and in your audience knows my commitment to small businesses. Last fall alone, downtown Gaffney experienced a remarkable increase in our new businesses, thanks to the committed leadership of our city officials and the diligent efforts of our employees like our Main Street director. Also, over the past 3 years, we've secured substantial grants to improve our city's infrastructure, inspiring downtown property owners to revitalize their holdings. Through the collaboration of our state and federal leaders and generous grants, Gaffney has received millions of dollars. These funds have revitalized our downtown and preserved our cherished historic buildings, including the Carnegie Library and our beautiful T-Bridge.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
How would I, as mayor, eliminate the red tape? Starts out by reviewing the process. I think sitting down with council, the current city administrator, local business owners, sit down with them. What is the process that we currently have in place? Why do we feel like it's a red tape process? Do a root cause analysis. Get down to the root cause of what's pushing people away through this process. Again, sitting down to the table, reviewing the process with different voices in the room. Who is it directly affecting? Small business owners. Invite potential business owners and see if this current process, would this push you away and why? You got to sit down and look at the why, get down to the root cause by listening with council members, the administrator, and also business owners.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. With the next question, Abby Sossman.
Chaps asked for $100,000 from the city and $100,000 from the county for the upkeep of the museum. The city gave $50,000 and the county gave $100,000. Do you agree with the city's decision?
Answering first, Clarence Dover.
Yes, I vaguely know about CHAPS. I'm not a politician. I'm not sitting on the administration or in the city council right now. But it takes all of us. If we're going to improve on the city, we have to work with the county. We have to partnership with them because we all live in Cherokee County, even though it's Gaffney. We have to partner and we have to work together. So if the county gave $100,000 and the city gave $50,000, if everyone's happy about that and the investment is going to bring revenues to the city and county, I'm all for it.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
I greatly appreciate my fellow council members giving to CHAPS $50,000. I wish we could have given them $100,000. In fact, that's what I asked for. We looked at our budget. The county has twice the budget that we do. So we felt that being able to give $50,000 was a great benefit. They will also be able to come back and ask for other monies during the coming year's budget. So I appreciate what we did get. I wish we could have done more.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
As a current member of councilman on county council, I strongly support the CHAPS and what they mean to our community. But again, as Dr. Moss said, you have to look at a budget. You just can't try to match funds or compete with other entities based on what they're giving. It's not a competition. Yes, the county does have a much larger budget than the city. You have to look at your priorities, first of all. What are our priorities? What are we trying to get accomplished? And how do you get those things accomplished? Looking internally, that's the first thing you have to do as being a principal, overseeing that budget. I also been on county council for the last 7 years. Again, seeing that budget, I'm very familiar and understanding how you're able to divvy out money and funds to make sure that you can get everything possibly done. So yes, I do agree that giving $50,000, I guess based on their budget, was the right thing to do, so you're not putting yourself in a hole, pigeonholing yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davis.
Well, I was actually at that finance meeting when they gave them the $50,000, and I seen some study, and the study was they gave them $27,000 the last time when you do the budget, and they gave them $50,000 this time. I feel that the $50,000 was enough because with the extra money that they got, we could have at least gave it to the city workers. We could have gave it to the police officers for the job that they do out here in the community. But CHAPS is a great place, and the art museum is wonderful. But with the extra funds, it could have went somewhere else. I feel that the $50,000 was enough, and we can't match the 100,000 because we're on limited budget. We have people like the Turkey County Recreation where we support. There's numerous businesses in Gaffney that need the funds too. So with that being said, I feel that the 50,000 was enough.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. With the next question, Larry Hilliard.
There has been some concern over the Gaffney Police Chief's lack of interaction with citizens or the involvement with officers at scenes of incidents. Do you feel that the chief should be more visible in the community?
Answering first, Dr. Randy Moss.
Certainly, our chief needs to be visible. I have attended almost every event that we've had at Jolly Park, the Food Truck Fridays downtown. Many times I have seen our chief at that event. We have also always had police officers there. Our fire department, our firefighters are there. Our city workers getting the downtown ready to go. Our people getting ready at Jolly Park for our events. So I believe that we are doing a good job with our department. About 4 years ago when I took office, we had about a 30% staff shortage. We are now beginning to improve that number and expect to continue to do so.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Now Lyman Dawkins.
I believe the citizens feel this way because they're only seeing the chief maybe at events. As the chief, you need to be active, not only when the lights are on, when there are events, but just out in the community, just showing up, just saying, hey, how's things going? What are you seeing? What are you doing? For example, as principal, things like that, I show up to games or just riding through neighborhoods. When people see you out in a position, not just when events are going on, the lights are on, that means a lot to them. And I think that's what our community wants. They want to see our police chief, the leader, out more than just when the events and things are going on, riding around, showing his face, waving, and making sure that our neighborhoods are safe.
Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
I feel that the chief is doing a good job. When I go and talk to him, he always try to work and establish a plan to benefit the community. I'm actually in the community. I ride these streets each and every day. I see the trouble with the kids in the community. I see I see the disability kids getting in trouble. I see the ADHD kids getting in trouble. Not only does the chief has to get more involved in the community, but the officers do too. We need more community reactions. We need the city council to be out there to be taught, to be touched, to be felt. We need a better city for Gaffney, not just with him, but with everybody, because these kids are going through so much in life. So when you come to a community like over there in Limestone Courts in the city limits, or you come to a community which is over there near BD Lee, if you can reach these kids as a whole, as a team, as a city cop, as a chief, as a lieutenant, whatever you are, then these kids can grow. I witnessed this firsthand. I deal with this each and every day. I deal with the at-risk kids. So knowing that we all can do this together is believing in the chief and getting the police officers out there as well.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Dover.
Yes, one of my agenda items is community policing. And I think that it's imperative for the chief to lead by example. That's another thing I learned in the military is lead by example. People want to see you. People want to get to know you. I mean, if you're not showing up on time on crime scenes, that doesn't look too good. Because you should be the leader. You should set the pace for your fellow officers. And as far as community policing goes, I want my policemen to be out in the community to get to know their community. Because that way you can build the trust amongst the citizens where they'll trust you. And a lot of these kids are going to look up to you because everybody knows these kids need role models. They need positive role models in their lives. And by him being more interactive with the community, it'll be a great thing and a great thing for the city.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. With the next question, Abby Sossman.
Do you agree with the new hours for the city administration office that now closes at 12:30 p.m. on Fridays?
Lyman Dawkins gets that question first.
I agree, as long as we're still getting the job done. As long as we stay efficient with the needs of the citizens. I haven't heard complaints that people are coming and they're needing things and you know, that the offices are closed. So yes, I do agree, as long as we stay efficient and effective with what we're doing, by getting the job done with our city workers, I do feel like that's a incentive to them. When you're in a situation where you're not able to pay the wages maybe that other cities are able to pay, you have to find creative ways, and I think our city council has done a good job with that, of finding a creative way to incentivize our city workers, like giving them, you know, some of that time back on the back of it. But also, if elected mayor, I would love to look at some other creative ways to incentivize our city on a daily basis.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
There's not enough traffic at the city hall to work a complete 4 days. The half hours that they're giving them on Friday, it works better for them. It better fits them to get home to their family, because the crime rate that's in Gaffney is not as much as you would see everybody coming in there paying tickets and everybody coming in there asking questions about this. They sit up there and they just sit there and they just sit there. So we need more people to understand that we're not just giving them a break. We're trying to make sure that we also at the same time benefit the salary, benefit the workers, and benefit the community when they can come each and every day. I feel that, I think that the Board of Public also is off on Friday. I might be wrong, but I think that the Board of Public is also Friday, so why can't they do the same thing?
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Gilbert.
Well, my take on that is it's more like a quality of life issue. If we can give people more time off to spend with their family, then they will have more time to spend with their kids and their spouses and do things with their family. And that makes for a happy worker. So if we can do it within budget and there's no heartburn in the community, because a lot of things now you can pay online. You can go online and pay tickets. You can go online and file forms out and send them in. You can even pay your light bill through the drop box outside of the Board of Public Works. So there's ways to pay your bills and get things done, and we can still give our workers a good quality of life so they can have more time, a longer weekend to spend with their kids and family.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
First thing I want to point out is that our police officers and our firefighters do not take the extra time off. They do their regular shifts as they have done previously. So that being one thing. The other thing, I am in favor of keeping up the morale of my great city employees. Our visitor center team, our volunteers. It's hard enough to keep good employees, so we must do something to maintain the morale of our employees. I want to point out that this city did not close for COVID. I want to applaud my city employees. Other cities did close down or greatly reduce their services. The city of Gaffney did not.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. And now with the next question, Larry Hilliard.
Do you agree with the city's deal with the county on the animal shelter, in which the city pays a per diem rate to house the dogs and cats that are caught in the city at the new shelter?
Answering that question first is Alex Davidson.
No, I do not agree. I feel that the city already pays double taxes. By making them pay more taxes is just outrageous. It's wrong. The county gets to stay at the same exact price. Living in the city my entire life, I know that we don't got much things, but I know that we don't have many things to go by, but they involved us into this animal shelter that a lot of people that I talked to really didn't want, or really didn't need. As I think it's already over capacity right now. So I do not agree with the double tax. I do not agree with the animal shelter at all. But I feel that we can still grow and put something else into the community, like another Boys and Girls Club or another Salvation Army, where the kids could prosper, or bring more things to the recreation and to the youth in the community, or bring more restaurants, or bring more motels downtown so they can also help Limestone University when people come in.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Newman.
Yeah, I consider myself a dog dad. I have a dog I adopted from the refuge back in 2012. She's a great dog. I adopted her. So I'm not familiar with how the animal shelter here works about trying to get those animals moved out of there. But they need to try to get them in a home if they can. But as far as the taxes being paid, that's an issue, I think, going back to the budget. If it's something that can fit in the budget, it's something that we could do. I mean, why not do it? But we need to try to get those animals out of the shelter and into a home.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
Initially, we were asked for several $1 million from the county to participate in the building of the animal shelter. We, as a council, and I have council members sitting in this room, looked at what it cost us to run the animal shelter for the city, which was dilapidated, run down. We had to have extra employees. So we were able to negotiate with the county for a set fee, much as we negotiate with the county for space for prisoners. We don't have a place for prisoners in the city. So I felt that this was the best compromise that we could get.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
When the animals, being on the county council, I fully understand the partnership that's been established here. Of course, like Dr. Moss said, we did ask them to pay a couple million up front to offset the costs. Because of their budget restraints, they feel like they could not do that. So with the county taking over that full service, they opened up a large gap in the city budget. So rightly so, morally and ethically, I feel like that you still should contribute something back to the animal shelter. It's a facility that is, we've taken in a lot of animals. If you saw the last facility, it was horrible conditions that I wouldn't want anyone to live in, let alone an animal. I'm a pet owner. We have a dog ourselves, so I'm indebted, and I love animals, and I would not allow an animal to be in those type of situations. But I do agree with the partnership. I do feel like the city should contribute to something since we took that burden off their plate.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. And now the next question, Abby Sauce.
There has been significant bickering during city council meetings over the past several years. What can you do to make council meetings more civil?
And taking the first question, or taking that question first, is Clarence Dover.
Yes, like I said earlier, I'm running on Unifying. And I've been to some of those meetings, and I've seen them bickering back and forth and arguing with each other. I would probably hit the gavel a few times on them, but my thing is trying to bring us together, to work together as a cohesive unit. And if someone gets out of line, the work is not getting done. If you're busy arguing back and forth about something, how are you planning on getting the people's work done? And that's what this is about. This is not about the elected officials sitting up there. It's about the people. We the people. So if we can't work together, we can't get anything done for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
We addressed that with a resolution. Every council person that we voted to have a more civil meeting, and that has occurred over the last years. Things have gone smoothly, and I appreciate council doing that for us.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
Serving on county council for the last 7 years, that's one thing we pride ourselves on, that we respectfully disagree or agree with each other. We do not bicker, we do not fight, because we're here to serve the citizens of the county. And as mayor, I would like to bring that same type of servant leadership to the city council. We're here to serve, and that's why servant leadership. It starts with the top. It starts with the mayor, with the way you conduct yourself, not only inside of the chambers, outside of the chambers, in the community as well. People, the way people treat each other is a reflection on how they feel about them. And so, as the mayor, I will lead with respect and also listening, and then we can respectfully move the meetings on so we can get things done with a unified council.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
The name of my organization is Power and Unity. With Power and Unity, I put people in position. I put the kids in position to thrive. I put the parents in position to thrive. I'm a leader. If ain't nobody up here is a leader, I'm a leader. One thing about me, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna try my best to do each and everything I can, but I can't do it by myself. Yeah, we need the city council as well, but I'll be at those meetings in the city councils. To me, I feel like everybody just wants the best for their district. Everybody wants the best for their district, no matter if it's with the funds, no matter if it's with the roads. Everybody wants to be the best. But if we can all come together as one, then we all can grow as a team. It ain't about stopping a big one, it's about believing in a dream, and that's making Gaffney better. That's making Gaffney a place where everybody wants to live. That's making Gaffney a more beautiful city, more greener city, one where everybody can grow together. And that's why I'm telling you, I am the leader for Gaffney, because I believe in the future. I believe in this city.
Thank you, sir. Now, for the next question, here's Larry Hilliard.
Do we have a homeless problem in the city? And if we do, what can be done to alleviate this situation?
Answering first, Dr. Randy Moss.
Indeed, we do have a homeless problem in the city. We as council, we as police officers and citizens all have an obligation to work with those folks. We have church organizations to go out and do that. We have soup kitchens. I myself will be found on the streets walking around, talking to these people. I'll talk to the businesses downtown to see how they feel about it. They want to help the folks there, but they don't necessarily want them in front of their businesses. But as we look at it there, but for the grace of God go I. So my compassion with our homeless citizens, we need to do the best we can to help them.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
I would say, what does the data say? I think we see homeless people around, but I don't think that we necessarily have a major issue. I think that the city could partner up with Miracle Hill, which we have, that they are a homeless shelter, and make sure that if we do have a problem per se, then we can make sure that those people get to the proper place so they do have shelter. As we know, this summer has been sweltering. It's been rough, and we have some rough winters as well. I think the bigger issue is, do we want to make sure that we're taking care of our residents, no matter if they're homeless or not? And with that being said, is they're part of Gaffney as well, and make sure that we have a plan to help those people is the bigger question, is making sure, and that goes back to having a strategic plan and having a vision for all citizens, whether you're homeless or whether you live in a $1 million house. But we got to go back to partnership with the Miracle Hill, things of that nature.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
I feel that we do have a problem with the homelessness. Whenever you look at people living in the bushes and tents around snakes, it's unethical. I feel that we should be able to get the homeless off the street. I feel that we should get us another home like the Harbor Home. Get them a mental state. Have them going to the mental health. Have them going to EDSN. Let's get their mind right. Let's get them back into the community slowly, day by day. Let's get them a job. And then they start filling out where they're at. After we get them that job, we release them and get them somewhere to stay. Then they report back each and every 2 weeks so that we can make sure they don't have a relapse. Everything is mental. Everything about life is mental. So you can fix something if you believe in something. Getting them out of those bushes is giving them a chance to live another life again, giving them a chance to believe in something. And yes, I feel that the homelessness in Gaffney is bad, it's horrible. And they need help just like we need help each and every day. We're in this together. If I can't stand beside you and be the same, then I don't need to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Dover.
When I first came home from the military, I volunteered some time at Harbor Hope, me and my dad and some of the church members used to give out food and everything. We do have a homeless problem. We, one of my businesses, I fed the homeless for Thanksgiving, and I fed them again for Easter. One time I had about 85 that showed up, and the other time I had, for Easter, I had about 65 that showed up. And they was telling me, I was sitting and talk with them, and they would tell me they were living in the woods. Some of them came from up north. And, but see, my take on this is, I don't agree with shelters. I have a vision for the future to build a rehabilitation center, because some of these people are suffering from substance abuse, drug addiction. We need to get them in a rehabilitation center. That's what I want to call it, a rehabilitation center, so we can get them cleaned up, get them counseled, and get them sent back into society so they can live the American dream.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. With the next question, Abby Sussman.
Do we have illegal immigrants in the city? And if so, what can be done?
Lyman Dawkins.
Do we have legal immigrants in the city? I don't think so. And if we do have some, what can we do? I think we need to look at law enforcement and look at things that we need to do to maybe help them. Find out some services. They may be state services or federal services, or look at grants. Look at some way to try to help those folks move forward, because we don't know how they got into this situation. They are here. I do believe that we do need to not turn a blind eye, but also just find a way that we can help them, assist them.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
Do we have illegal immigrants in Gaffney? Like Mr. Dawkins said, I don't know. But if we're going to help the illegal immigrants, we also need to help the poor. We also need to help the ones that live in the bushes, back to the question before. We can't help one and not help the other. So with that being said, we must strive to make Gaffney a better city as helping each other instead of picking who we help. Because no one is better than the next person. We're all the same, we're all equal. We may have different steps in life, but we're all the same. We grow and we walk in the same direction. It's up to us to make sure that we not only help our family or our kids, because God said, reach one, teach one. And when you go out and you help somebody one day, they'll make it so they can help somebody else the next day. So I would love to see both things succeed in life.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Dover.
Do we have a legal immigration problem? I'm sure we do. I don't know the numbers on that, but this is America. We have an immigration problem throughout our country. And I'm personally tough on it, illegal immigration, because I think we should try to do it the right way. So if we do have some illegal immigrants in our community, then we need to be tough on them too. We need to show them how to do it the right way. Or if they don't want to do it the right way, they should be deported. Now, I'm not for separating families. I'm for keeping families together. But we could possibly look at putting that part of our DSS program or social worker to be able to help those families if their mother or father is not here legally. But as far as helping them, we should help them to show them the right way to legalization.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
I agree with Mr. Dover. Most cities in the United States do have some illegal immigrants, and I believe that we should help them to become a part of the solution rather than a part of the problem. I don't believe anybody should be able to walk across our southern border in a river and be here and be undocumented. We have no country if we do not have a southern border. And my beautiful First Lady wife here is a legal immigrant. When she was 17 years of age, she came to this country, did not speak a word of English. Her last count, she had a degree in teaching. She taught the astronomy labs in Carolina. She got a doctorate in pharmacy in South Carolina. She finished medical school summa cum laude. Harvard, executive business. So there is a way to do it legally. And I believe that we are a country of immigrants. My family came from Scotland.
Dr. Moss. The next question, Larry Hilliard.
What services need to be offered and or improved by the city?
The question goes first to Alex Davidson.
Mental health. We got a bad mental health problem going on. We got a lot of autistic kids, a lot of learning disability kids, a lot of ADHD. That problem needs to be addressed the most because they try to fit in the most. Everybody deserves to be their self and not want to be like someone else. I go to Boiling Springs, South Carolina, and I umpire baseball. And I see where they got a special needs baseball field. They got a ball that lights up when it gets there, and they got a ball that make noise. We're a town that thrives on sports. So why can't we do this for them? We go back to the previous two questions ago, like I said, the homelessness. The mental state of an individual must be attacked first. Mental health, EDSN, those are the things that we need to better fit the community and the people.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Gover.
Yes, going around speaking to the citizens of Gaffney, knocking on doors, sitting and talking with people, and just randomly seeing people in the community. One of the biggest things that they say that they want addressed if I'm become mayor is the affordable housing crisis. We have to do something about the affordable housing in Gaffney. It's ridiculous. I mean, because people are paying $1,200 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. They can't sustain like that. I mean, the wage raises have not helped to combat the cost of living for the rise in rent and mortgage costs. It's like double since the pandemic. So I have a plan for that, and we need to tap into the federal government affordable housing program, where it only allows members to pay no more than 30% of their income to housing. And as leaders, we can get out and hold those landlords accountable if they don't adhere to the plan.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
I certainly feel we need more affordable housing. It should be based on your gross annual income. If we get people into housing, we can have them become a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. They will become workers. They'll pay taxes. They will eat in our restaurants. So we definitely need to help those who help themselves with affordable housing.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
The three main things that stood out as being out knocking on doors, talking to citizens for our services, or things that our citizens want to improve in the city. Number one has been restaurants. I heard a lot of people say they want better places to eat and dine and shopping. Also, they talked about downtown, and I've heard transportation as well. There's been some transportation needs, and to echo the other candidates, affordable housing. If we can get, our city has also brought in a lot of housing developments, but we can get some affordable housing. We can help people get a financial stability, and with that, they can get some equity, and they can thrive better and contribute more to our community.
The next question, Larry Hilliard.
There have been numerous rezoning requests for housing subdivisions in the city. In response, City Council has placed a 6-month moratorium on R4 zoning designations, which have a minimum lot size of 4,000 square feet. That was done over concerns that developers are building homes too close together. What are your thoughts on this moratorium, and has the city done enough to prepare for this large amount of new home construction, which could be as many as 2,000 over the next several years?
Answering first, Clarence Dover.
No, I don't think the city is prepared for it, because now as far as building homes, that should already be a standard on how close a home could be. Pretty sure it's probably like 10 feet from the property line, but it shouldn't take 6 months for them to stop that, to discuss that. That should be something that's already written in the books and that they should proceed. But as far as the growth, we have to address the infrastructure problem, because you can't sustain growth unless you fix the infrastructure first. The city's about to be 150 years old, and I was gone for 25 years away from Gaffney in the military, so when I come back, not much has changed. So we have an infrastructure problem, because we can't get, like Brother Allen said, transportation. A lot of people want transportation. All that ties into infrastructure. So we need to fix the infrastructure, and then we can just build a city like we want.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
With the city council, with the mayor voting positive, we are going to have a moratorium on R4. As Mr. Hilliard mentioned, R4 limits how close homes can be and how many can be on a lot. R4 allows them to be the closest. R6 will make them be spread out a little more. We have a zoning committee that works very closely. I know several members of that zoning committee, and my situation is, why do we have them if we don't listen to them? They came to us and asked us to have an R6. So that makes the houses a little further apart.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
If I'm correct, I don't think none of the current housing developments have any plans to build any houses no larger than the 6,000, even though the 4,000 is allowed. Are we prepared for the influx? No, but I think we have to get there. Prepared with our roads and transportation? No. So we have to be more proactive in the things that we're doing to make sure that we're trying to get things prepared and not wait till all of these people are already here. Right now, we're in the starting phase, the building phase, or in the approval phases when a lot of these housing developments being built. So right now, that's why I said these next 3 years are going to be crucial. And so having the proper leadership in place to make sure that the council are making those correct decisions is going to be vital.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
The more houses develop, but the closer they are, there's not enough space. Being from Gaffney and living in Gaffney my entire life, we drive on space. We drive on dirt in the yard so the kids can go outside and play as well. But when you put the houses real close together, it takes a lot of the living away from you. With those houses coming, we need more restaurants like Mr. Dawkins said. We need transportation as well. But we also need to better our education. So we need to link the education with everything else within the crime and all of that, and we need to pull it together. Because people are only going to move here if your education system is good and if your crime is low. So to talk about the houses coming is a great thing, but what do we have for them? The three things that we need is transportation. The other thing that we need is to make sure that the education system helps the crime system lower. So with that being said, we just need more understanding of the situations in Gaffney in order to think about the R4 or the R6 or the R12.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. The next question, Abby Sussman.
The city swimming pool seems to be quite popular. What else can be done to improve recreational opportunities in the city?
Dr. Randy Moss answers first.
I have long been in favor of recreation and events for our children. We have events at Jolly Park. We have Food Truck Fridays. We have 3 concerts. Not only does the city give money to CHAPS and other organizations, this year we gave $100,000 for the recreation department. The kids from the city also play at those. My 2 sons certainly enjoyed playing. My youngest son played soccer, football, and baseball. with the development. So there are many things for the children. We have aquatic things, we have the splash pads, many, many things for our children.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Lyman Dawkins.
You asked the question, what else could we get? I think something that's needed and has been requested for a long time is a recreation complex. But I think the key way of getting that done is not relying on one entity to make it happen. Because we need it now, not 3 years from now, not 5 years from now. So what does that mean? That means Board of Public Works, County Council, and City Council sit out at the table and say, what can we contribute based on our budget, based on our priorities? What can we bring to the table to make those type of things happen? I think right now, as being on County Council, I've seen where we want to point the finger and say, oh, it's your responsibility to do that, or your responsibility, or your responsibility. I think now it's time with me having those relationships and have that understanding of that potential that we have, that we can sit out at the table and say, hey, how can we make this happen together? And that's one of the things we need to do as mayor, is be able to bring other entities together in partnerships to bring something like a recreation complex. We have baseball, softball, soccer, even classrooms, mentoring, and other type of warehouse.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
We need better recreation. But first, I want to thank Marcus Bradley and Mr. Johnny Humphreys. They're doing a great job with the Turkey County Recreation. But we need a city facility. We need our own gymnasium. We need a bigger pool. We need the track facilities for not only the kids, but for the adults to go in and also walk at the same time. We need a weightlifting gym on the inside. We need meeting rooms. We need just things for the kids can stay out of trouble. But I see these kids each and every day. I see the problems that they go through. You have to connect with these kids on a higher level to understand. Because to look at a kid and a kid to tell you, I love you, it means a lot. From the kid that don't show no emotions. I deal with every actor. I deal with every one of them. So I know how each and every kid feel. I have 250 kids under my umbrella. I know everybody's name. I know their good sides, I know their bad sides. I know what they like and what they don't like. So we need anything that can help youth grow, because we're building 4 years from now, not just today.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Clarence Gober.
Yes, going around talking to citizens again, and one of the biggest things that a lot of young people always tell me is a sports complex. And I know the other candidates mentioned that also. And my vision for the future is maybe put a big sports complex up by the outlet mall somewhere. You know, I used to play baseball at the Changan camp when I was young, so I know the area well. There's plenty of land up there to build something like that. Because if we build a state-of-the-art sports complex, we can host tournaments from softball, baseball, track and field, every type of sports that's available. We can host tournaments, and that will bring so many revenues to the city of Gaffney that it will help us to build the city that we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. That concludes the questions. Now we will move to our closing remarks. Each of the candidates has 1 minute on the closing remarks, and we will begin with Mr. Dawkins.
Gaffney is at a critical juncture. We're on the brink of significant growth, and we must capitalize. My plan for a better Gaffney focuses on servant leadership, strategic planning, improving local roads, supporting small businesses, enhancing recreation programs. I believe Gaffney needs a comprehensive short-term and long-term plan. Investing in our local roads is essential. Better roads mean a better Gaffney. And as mayor, I will focus on developing our downtown area as well, attracting new businesses and creating a attractive space for residents and visitors. I will work to ensure that our neighborhoods are safe, support law enforcement and fire departments to build trust between those entities and the community. As mayor, I will recruit new restaurants, grocery stores, and serve the needs of all Gaffney residents. On August 13th, let's make history with unity and progress. By casting your vote for me, Lyman Dawkins III, I feel like I have the experience, the knowledge, and the understanding that we can build a better Gaffney together. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Dawkins. Alex Davidson.
First, I would like to thank my beautiful fiance, Jennifer Hamfright, for believing in me and all the things that I do in the community, for the time that I take away from my family. I would like to thank her and let her know that I love her. First, we need everything to come together. I, Alex Davidson, your leader of Gaffney, has been through so much, but guess what? I've been through what your kids are going through. So a person that has been where you've been, or been where your kids been, I can show you that I'm a leader. I can show you that we need better restaurants. I can show you that we need better transportation. But I can't do it by myself because it's a city council. I'm just the mayor. Remember, the city council is stronger, the mayor is weaker. So we got to do this together. So don't put all your trust in just one person, put it in all people. So elected me as mayor to be that leader to bring each and every city council member together to believe in the dream that helps build Gaffney, not just for the kids, not just for the adults, but for everybody. We can do competition with everything that we do together. We can challenge the communities to come together. We need more churches involved. I deal with Draytonville Church and I deal with Indian Hill Church, and they are believers in the community, and Kirby Church as well.
Thank you,
Cherokee,
Mr.
Cherokee
Davidson.
County.
Clarence Dover.
I would like to thank, first off, my campaign chairman and co-chairman. They really kept me on the right track through these last few months. But in closing, again, I want to pledge to you that I will be a full-time mayor. You need a full-time mayor to get the job that's at hand for Gaffney. I have the resume through my exemplary military career and my life experiences. So let's strive to build a community that is inclusive and welcoming, where every individual feels secure and appreciated. Your dedication to improving Gaffney is truly commendable, and together we can create a bright future where every resident can flourish. Thank you for your commitment to making our city a better place. So if you don't vote for me, vote for the candidate who you think is going to make changes in Gaffney, because I love this city and I want to see it do great things on the world stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dover. Dr. Randy Moss.
Together, we've sparked an incredible transformation, and we should all take pride in our collective accomplishments over the last 4 years. Our progress is a testament to our shared commitments and hard work. It's a sign of what we can achieve when we come together. However, there's still much work to be done. Your citizen involvement is crucial. I love my city. I don't do this for glory, fame, and certainly not for the money. I chose to serve 4 years ago for the love of Gaffney. I humbly ask for your support, your votes, and your prayers so we can continue the bright prosperity for future generations. Team Moss. I am but one man, but I am the man for the job of mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Moss. Our candidates again, Lyman Dawkins III, Alex Davidson, Clarence Dover, and Dr. Randy Moss. This concludes tonight's mayoral forum presented as a public service by WCCQ 104.3 FM and the Gaffney Ledger. We want to thank Limestone University, its administration and staff for allowing the use of this beautiful Hines and Riggin Center as the backdrop for this event tonight. Early voting for the City of Gaffney municipal election begins on July 29th. Election day is August 13th. If you are a registered voter in the City of Gaffney, we urge you to exercise your right to vote on that day. Polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. For a list of polling places, please go to scvotes.gov. On behalf of the candidates, the Gaffney Ledger, and WCCQ, we thank you for joining us tonight in person, on the air, and online. I'm Dennis Fowler. Good night.